What up, what up, what up, though, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the channel. All right. As you can see, we have a lot to talk about. Okay. We got to talk about Wendy Williams. We have to talk about Jaguar, right, and her interaction with Pierce Morgan and more. We also have to talk about DDG and Halle's breakup because of what? I was not expecting that whatsoever. Of course, but before we get into any of this stuff, let's get into our announcements first. Okay. Our first line of business. Listen, make sure you get your goalies. Okay. They have goalie health to for everybody, for men, for women, for children. So please, please, please make sure that you go get your goalies. It is absolutely important that you stay up on top of your health. All right. Let me tell y'all, them sleeps, they good because that melatonin in there. Listen, and make sure it get the sleep that you need. Okay. So y'all make sure y'all get y'all goalies today. Get 17% off of your goalies. Listen, this month is DV. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Okay. If you are in any situation, I need you to set up a plan. And listen, by calling this 1-800 number, 800-799-7233, and or text begin to 88788 so that you can find a plan to get out of that situation. Okay. Domestic violence is one of the top leading things that um, is not talked about as much as it should be, but it goes on every second of every day. So please, 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 we must fight together to end abuse. All right. So with that being said, please make sure you reach out to that phone number or text that number. All right, shout out to the brunch tour. Shout out to the brunch tour. Hey, shout out to the brunch tour. Listen, we are hitting four cities actually. We're hitting four cities. We October the 20th, we're hitting Charlotte, North Carolina. Washington, D.C., we are hitting October the 27th. And November the 10th, we are hitting Dallas, Texas. And then last but not least, as we close out the year, we will be hitting Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. We will be hitting Atlanta, Georgia on the December the 8th. So please make sure that you scan the QR code to get your tickets today. All right, we have the Starry Awards. All right. Voting does end tomorrow, Saturday, October the 5th at 12 midnight Central Standard Time. So make sure you head over to www.thestarryawards.com and cast your vote. All right. And of course, the Starlight Awards will be airing on November the 3rd. All right. It will be airing at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure that you're subscribed to the TCDD Productions YouTube page so that you don't miss out on any of that. Tell everybody who is nominated to get over there because this is the last opportunity to vote. We will not be opening up voting anymore after this. So please make sure that you vote. All right. Can't wait for the actual award show. Let's get into the tea. All right, so first up, we are going to get into some Wendy Williams news. Now, listen, I'm going to tag this article down in the description box below. This is coming from the U.S. Sun, all right? So let's get into it. So I don't want to hold you guys long. Now, Wendy Williams' ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, has demanded that their divorce be overturned, and she claims he claims that she hid 48 million from him in their settlement. I want this bad knee bastard to go find something else to do. Are you kidding me? You want her whole divorce overturned? Now listen, I'm no attorney. I've never been through divorce. Let me know how that works down in the comment section. What does it mean when your divorce is overturned? What happens with her guardianship and all of that stuff? And he's really been trying. This is my thing. When you was going around down there bumping Shadina and doing all the things that you was doing, Sharina, Shadina, whatever the girl name is, you should have knew then. Girl, this man really This is a narcissistic trait. When you see your wife is, well, your ex-wife was doing good things, Martell, I hate to have to compare, but it always seems like the narcissists go back and forth to court because they cannot get their way. And that's exactly what he's doing. He can't get his way. Like, he wanted her to pay for his knee surgery. Sir, get Shadina to pay for your knee replacement. Are you kidding me? Anyway, let's get into it. So, according to court documents exclusively obtained by the U.S. Sun, Kevin Hunter is petitioning the court to vacate and set aside their final divorce judgment based on fraud, misrepresentation, and misconduct. All right. It goes on to say that in a Wells Fargo portfolio report from May of 2019, when the couple divorced, um, submitted into the case by her guardian, Wendy appeared to have $7+ million in what is listed as her total holdings. However, the U.S. Sun previously reported the former daytime TV host best friend Regina Scale submitted an affidavit into the divorce proceeding alleging that Wendy had a total of $55 million in her account as of 2022. Now he's saying, of course, he was defrauded in the divorce. That's where Kevin claims he was defrauded. Citing that Regina's affidavit in his court filings, Kevin alleged the extra 48 million was fraudulently concealed in the divorce. So he's basically saying that fraudulently he didn't know. In her response filing, Wendy's guardian, Sabrina, claimed that Kevin was aware of the various accounts Wendy held and that she addressed the affidavit filed by the host best friend claiming that she had over 48 million in the bank. I cannot address what Regina thinks that she saw or heard, what a third party person thinks she heard, or what a third person may or may not have reported to Regina. Sabrina wrote in her filing on Wendy's behalf. In his papers, Kevin affirmatively states that Wendy showed Regina her financial statements. Kevin was not there, so he has no personal knowledge of whatever or not, or whether or not, I'm sorry, this interaction occurred. It goes on to say that when Wendy's guardian argued that at the time of the divorce, Kevin stated that he was fully satisfied and understood the process and had consulted with professionals to be fully aware of the assets, his rights with regard to such assets. And that, as such, he has absolutely no case to reopen the divorce proceedings. 55 million affidavit. And an affidavit is submitted to the New Jersey courts over the summer and exclusively obtained by the U.S. Sun. Wendy's best friend of 44 years, Regina, claimed that she seen the star's Wells Fargo bank statements. In the affidavit, the star's friend said that in July of 2022, she stayed with the former TV host in New York City for an extended period. She said that it was during the long visit that Wendy said that she wanted to explore other financial avenues for her estate and specifically a possible uh, change with her current financial institution. She also shared with me the documents from Wells Fargo showing the cumulative balance of nearly 55 million, Regina wrote. Regina also claimed that in December of that year, Wendy invited her to a meeting with Bank of America. Okay. It goes on to say that Regina said that I'm sorry, Regina said that she was present during the entire presentation with her senior advisors at Bank of America Private Banking Group, in which they outlined the best products available to the daytime TV host. The friend said that after the meeting, she, Wendy, and Wendy's guardian Sabrina were all in the same vehicle on their way to the courthouse. Days later, a dramatic turn took place, and Wendy's publicist claimed to have overheard a conversation between the host and her guardian where Sabrina told her there is no money in Wendy's accounts. Regina submitted the affidavit to Wendy in Wendy and Kevin's divorce case. Uh, Kevin continues to battle with Wendy's guardian in court over payments from their marital settlement agreement ceasing after Wells Fargo froze Wendy's accounts and her guardian Sabrina took over the star's affairs. Meanwhile, while the divorce case between Kevin and Wendy grows more and more contentious with the guardian representing her in a New Jersey court, there are also questions Kevin has posed about it about if the New York Guardian is even allowed to be acting on the former host's behalf in the Garden State. It goes on to say that who can represent Wendy. As the U.S. Sun recently reported, Kevin has argued her New York based Guardian, Sabrina, is not allowed to represent Wendy in the New Jersey court. The judge in the divorce case has given Wendy's guardian 21 days to prove to the courts that she has the authority to represent Wendy in New Jersey. The host bank Wells Fargo petitioned a New York court in early 2022 to hold a guardianship hearing for the star, citing concern that she was the victim of undue influence, dementia, and financial exploitation. Wendy was placed under guardianship as of March of 2022. Meanwhile, she was also absent from her widely popular daytime talk show, The Wendy Williams Show, for the entirety of the final season from 2021 to 2022. Kevin has argued that Wendy's guardian, who is a New York attorney and holds guardianship over Wendy in the state, is not licensed in New Jersey where the divorce is held. He also is arguing that she is not a party to the divorce case and therefore shouldn't be allowed to represent Wendy in court. In the filing in July, Kevin argued that Wendy's guardian is not an attorney barred in New Jersey, and he questions her right to represent the former TV host. Listen, I am so sick of this wide hip bastard, okay? I'm sick of Kevin. I really am. It just, your narcissistic ways have got to stop at some point because, girl, Wendy don't owe you nothing. And what it sounds like to me is in the original settlement, it sounds like you used, let's just call a thing a thing. You gave all that money, you spent all that money up with Shadina, the side piece. Okay? That's what you did. So you want Wendy to still fund your lifestyle after sir, after you, my good sir, did not do well with the money. That has nothing to do with her. Okay? I want you to go get a life. I want you to go find you something to do because you're absolutely, utterly ridiculous, in my opinion. It makes absolutely no sense. Okay? I just don't get it. I don't get it whatsoever. But anyway, girl, go off. Okay? Go right on off, if you please. Okay? But no, I don't think you should be dragging Wendy through hell like this. I just don't. Listen, we need Wendy to come out and we need to hear her vocally talk about this Diddy stuff. And you holding her up with your wide hip ass. Okay? You and Tim Norman. Y'all are just two peas in a pod. All right, y'all. So I want to get into my next topic, y'all. Oh my God. Let's get into it. Y'all. So I was over here minding my business, okay? And I see that there is a Atlanta top veneer specialist that has been found, or maybe he got 8 counts against him, 8 felony counts against him. Now, I done told y'all, I don't know what it is with these veneer techs and all of that, but I do think it's messing in dentists' face because dentists, they work hard, they go to school for this type of stuff, and you're posing as if you are able to be a dentist. No. So we're going to get into this latest information about this dentistry situation. Okay. So let's get into it.
Atlanta man who went viral on TikTok for veneer transformations is now in the Fulton County Jail. Good evening. I'm George Estevez in for Justin Farmer.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Linda Stouffer. Authorities say the man is not a dentist and never has been, and they say he's been putting patients at risk. In a Channel 2 Action News exclusive, consumer investigator Justin Gray is live in Northeast Atlanta after going along with investigators who raided the business. Justin.
Yeah, these are the 8 felony criminal warrants. Investigators still there at this hour. They called this Operation Toothache, and a deputy district attorney figured out what was going on here by seeing a viral TikTok. Investigators raided what looks like a high-end dental practice in Northeast Atlanta. Check out social media. You see the specialty of A-List Smiles Atlanta, veneers.
It does look reputable. It does look professional, and that's part of the scam.
To his 157,000 Instagram followers,
An Atlanta man who went viral on TikTok for veneers.
Brandon Dillard promoted himself as Atlanta's top veneer specialist and trainer. But he's not showing off that expensive smile in this booking photo on 8 felony charges, including practicing dentistry and medicine without a license and theft by deception. Is Brandon Dillard a dentist?
Brandon Dillard is not a dentist. He's never been a dentist. And as much as he may want to play one on Instagram, he is not one.
Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis tells me only licensed dentists can do this kind of work in Georgia. But Dillard has been operating here for years in plain sight.
If you went to this and you thought it was a dental office and you looked at the equipment, it appears to be legitimate. But that's what the best fraudsters do, is they do everything they can to make themselves look legitimate. And in this case, this is an illegitimate operation. The problem is the consequences are to one's health.
Brandon Dillard also showed off his veneer training course on social media, where for $6,000, he taught people, followers Brandon Dillard from around the country to be a veneer specialist. But there is no such thing legally as a veneer specialist or tech in Georgia.
They were enticing people to come in to take these classes so that you could get rich too, but you were getting rich doing something that's completely illegal.
Patients showing up here expecting to have dental work instead found police. They say that people don't have a license and they're just arresting them all.
You a blood clot. Where my money at? What you talking about?
DA Willis says patients are not only the victims of monetary fraud, but their health is at risk here too.
We have had dentists not just locally, but from outside of the state also come and report that they were concerned about their patients who had received services at this location and the long-term effects of damages.
And the district attorney's office wants to hear from both patients and students of Brandon Dillard. DA Willis tells me right now they don't consider those people who were given their technical from around the country to.
And Dr. Mauricio Soto. And welcome to our 2-day veneer class.
As you guys can see, he was hosting a raffle in class as well for the veneers. I mean, you can see clients like Rolly. Okay, y'all see Rolly from Baddies. She's there. And then you also have Tia Kemp, the baby mama of uh, um, Rick Ross as well. So as y'all can see, I can understand this is horrible. To be playing in someone's mouth as if you have the license to do so is actually whack, crazy, and weird. Okay. And unfortunately, it is against the law. Okay. So they are getting you together over there. All right. So let's get into DDG and Halle Bailey. Okay. Because it looks like DDG and Halle Bailey have separated. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, that had me a little gagged. That had me a little gagged. I was definitely gagged down to the ground about that being the case because I just didn't. It just gagged me, okay? Honestly, because it didn't seem like they had any issues, which doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. But it didn't look like they had any issues. So shout out to the Neighborhood Talk for this. The Neighborhood Talk reported this was it, dear friends and supporters. After much reflection and heartfelt conversations, Halle and I have decided to go our separate ways. This decision was not easy, but we believe that it's the best plan forward for the both of us. I cherish the time that we spent together and the love that we've shared. Despite the challenges in our relationship, our love for each other remains deep and true. We are still best friends and adore each other. We are focused on our individual journeys and roles as co parents. We cherish the bond that we've built and the beautiful moments that we've shared. As we now get through this transition, we ask for your understanding and support. I'm actually not mad at the statement at all. Listen, I wasn't deeply involved in their relationship at all. Okay. I wasn't I wasn't deeply involved in a relationship like that. I kind of wonder why a lot of people didn't like DDG. Um, and they said that that he was pretty much like a dog to Halle, but um I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Listen, I hope that everything works out because they have a baby now, and it's about that baby as well. So I hope it works out for them, you know what I'm saying? um but yeah, I was a little shocked to see this. I was a little shocked to see this. All right. All right, listen, if you are in any of these three cities, I need you to make sure that I'm sorry, four cities, but you don't see Atlanta on there yet. If you're in any of these cities, please get your tickets to the brunch. It is important that you get your tickets to the brunch. All right. All right. So let's get into our last topic, which is going to be Jaguar doggone right. Okay. Jaguar right. Okay. Jaguar Wright, y'all know Jaguar Wright just cannot be quiet, okay? Y'all know Jaguar Wright just cannot be quiet, all right? So I'm going to show you guys a number of clips, okay? And I think I'm going to show them to you in order in the way that I saw them as well, okay? So give me a second here. Let's get these clips together. All right. So the first clip is Jaguar Wright made an appearance on the Pierce Morgan show. Okay. And so I wanted us to take a look at that together. And that way we can make our own assessment. Let's go.
Well, because the Me Too movement was a ruse. It was a setup. It was a scam. I'm saying that now, publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which it fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there. If the Me Too movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the diddler's downfall.
Jaguar,
Guess they're on vacation.
if this goes to court, Jaguar, do you think the world is going to be shocked by what comes out?
Oh, absolutely. I just don't know why they are. It's been happening in front of everyone's faces for decades. For decades.
How many victims?
What's the difference between me and Judy Garland? Social media.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim?
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Pierce.
So I want to take the time to pause it right there because here's my thing. I'm seeing a lot of comments where people are saying, Jag hasn't been sued, Jag hasn't been this, Jag hasn't been that in these cases. She went on, Pierce Morgan is going to cut her off because I feel like Piers Morgan was like, well, now wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. We got to be careful. So I'm going to show you the remaining of this video. And then the next video I'm going to show you is a guy explaining the fact that saying that Jaguar hasn't been sued yet doesn't mean anything. So let us get into it.
Listen, like I said, Jay-Z and Beyonce are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know.
Um,
I'm just being honest with you.
You're perfectly entitled to your views, obviously. Kim Porter,
Yes.
a new book claims that Diddy may have been involved in her early death. What do you think of that?
I think people should really look into that more. I am friends with Albie Shore. I love him. I love his children. I knew Kim. We used to all hang out together at the Kit Kat Club back in the mid-90s when Diddy was first starting his reign. I watched that whole thing happen. And everything that Albert has been through, every attempt on his life that has been ignored by the authorities, it all leads back to Diddy, and everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting air tag on children during visits. These are normal practices that these people do.
All right. So now we're going to get into the video of the young man explaining why Jaguar Wright hasn't been sued. All right. So let's get into that piece of it as well.
Since the Diddy stuff broke, people have been talking about Jaguar Wright. She's been telling the truth. She's never lied. Whatever. But one thing I do want to address, because I've seen this no less than 10 times today. I've seen people express this over and over and over. And apparently Dame Dash said it. And you know how people are prone to psychological contagion. So therefore, people have been saying, she ain't been sued yet. I like her. She's been speaking out. Not one defamation lawsuit has been filed. Not one. I saw somebody express this on other social media apps. Like it's wild that it's taken off. Here's the thing. Her having not been sued yet means absolutely nothing. And I tried to explain this to somebody and they just refuse to accept it. But in order to prove defamation, you need generally, right? States are different, but you need to prove 4 elements. And defamation is harder to prove if you are a celebrity. It's harder to win those cases. Generally, to prove defamation, you got to have a false statement. You got to have the defamatory statement was made to a third party, right? And this is whether it's libel or slander. If it's libel, it's written. If it's slander, it's spoken. The defamatory statement was disseminated through a publication or communication, and it has to hurt the reputation of the person that it's made about. They have to have suffered damages. Here's the difference, though. The threshold for proving damages for a public figure is different than it is for a private figure, as in a regular, ordinary person. If you are a politician, a celebrity, etc., you have a different standard to meet when it comes to defamation, which makes it harder to prove. Public defamation requires that you prove actual malice. What that means is that the person who said it knew it was false when they said it, or they made it with a reckless disregard for the truth. That's a higher standard to meet because you have to prove that they didn't believe it, that they knew it was false when they said it. It's just tougher. So you got that, and then you got establishing damages, right? Nothing that she said so far has really hurt anybody's career. It's not hurting Jay-Z, so he can't establish damages. None of these people, as of yet, can prove that she has damaged anything. Their reputation, their career, their finances, none of that. So it's not worth it to sue her. Most attorneys would advise them to just ignore it, look away. She's not worth it. Even if they met the threshold for defamation, right? They could establish everything in terms of the elements that I laid out. But then you also run the risk of just bringing attention to her and everything else that she said when the vast majority of people don't know who she is.
I find that extremely interesting. I will have to say that. I find that extremely interesting. Um, I find that interesting. I mean, really, all we got to do is look up stuff on our own. All right, we got to look up stuff on our own. All right, so now we're about to get into this last video regarding Jaguar Wright. Okay, now listen, y'all. The Objective Perspective is a show, um, and I want y'all to listen to this. This is crazy to me, but I want y'all to listen to this and buckle your seatbelt because it gets a little rough, okay? It gets a little rough between Jag and this young man, all right? So let us listen to it. And again, I've warned you, it's going to get a little
9-year-old kid that they found with MDMA and Special K and cocaine in his stomach. They hadn't come out with that yet. See, so Vlad was talking mad fucking shit.
Okay, then hang on a second. If you are Jaguar Wright,
do you want to know what I find?
Excuse me. If you are Jaguar Wright, you have to watch the language. If you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just a little upsetting.
Okay.
Because I hate.
But stay with me. I'm gonna lay down some ground rules. Excuse me. I'm gonna lay down some ground rules, and we can have a conversation. You sound like Jaguar Wright, but I can't be certain. Okay.
Oh, no, I am.
Okay. Now, this is the Objective Perspective.
And if you don't believe me, it's real simple.
Baby, hang on. I'm letting you speak. Hold on. Hold on.
Ain't no love in the heart of the city.
Okay.
I said it ain't no love. I could do that all day.
Okay.
It's me.
Okay.
Nobody has a voice like mine.
Hang on. I'm going to lay down some ground rules, okay? Hang on.
Okay.
So you have to watch the language. That's number one. Number two, it says on the screen. It says on the screen, this is the Objective Perspective. I'm nobody's fan.
Okay.
I'm nobody's fan. We may have met once upon a time, I don't know, from the Star and Buckwild show. But let's talk about your appearance more so on the...
Oh, I remember Star and Buckwild. I remember them.
That's me. So let's talk about your appearance. I'm saying you hit a grand slam in case...
You know, Buckwild and I was cool friends.
That's my younger brother. But now hang on a second. Again, let me speak. Let me speak, and then I will let you speak. I said early in the broadcast, you hit a grand slam. I think you'll be on the Joe Rogan show. Any thoughts about that? Please.
Whatever I do and wherever I go next, everybody will find out at the same time, like they always do. If I announce myself, people would know how to stop me.
Okay.
That's number one.
Okay.
See, I'm of a different caliber. See, I just found it funny, the hero worship. Jay-Z's of a different caliber. Jay-Z's of a different caliber. You want to know what? He wasn't of a different caliber.
Listen. If you try to mock me, hey, Jag.
And I watched that on tape.
Jag, if you try to mock me, I will take your fucking head off. Slow it down.
Really?
Yeah.
How you gonna do that?
Oh yeah, I'm letting you speak.
How you gonna do that propping up Vlad?
But do not try to come at me sideways because, bitch, I don't really give a fuck either way about you.
He lied on Piers Morgan.
Okay.
He lied on Piers Morgan.
We can have a discussion. We can have a discussion.
Is available.
You funky, nasty bitch. But you're gonna respect me. We can get the fuck off my line. I don't need you to go viral.
Okay.
I don't need you to go viral, bitch.
He's looking for a moment, and that's fine.
Put your man on the phone. If you can't,
I will in a second. I just want to know why you're popping up a liar.
Never mind everybody else. I'm talking to you right now. You nappy head loser.
Vlad lied.
I'm talking to you.
Vlad lied.
Never mind Vlad. Never mind Vlad. I'm talking to you, bitch.
He would never.
Never mind Vlad. Put your man on the phone.
Why do I have an email of
Put your man on the phone. See, I'm really like that. I don't give a fuck about none of this.
You know what? That's all
I'll put my foot square in your ass.
Because you're not man enough.
I like that. Now, do you want to talk? Or do you want to try and act funky? What do you want to do? I didn't hang up. What do you want to do?
Oh no!
Hey, I'm right here. She's done with you, bro. What's up with the disrespect, family? Just chill out with the disrespect. That's all I gotta say.
Is that your woman? Is that your woman?
Just chill out with the disrespect.
Don't try and talk on top of me. We're having a conversation. Is that your lady?
I make sure I
Is that your lady?
with Buck.
Is that your lady?
Ask Timothy's ready to ask for that 15-year-old girl he was fucking that I can turn over to the authorities at any time.
Do what you got to do, bitch.
Oh, Buck.
Do what you got to do, bitch. Do what you got to do, bitch. But don't call me screaming. I don't give a fuck about you.
I'll make sure she put in her
I'll
report.
put my foot right in your ass.
Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
Buck can go to jail, bitch.
Do what you got to do, bitch.
Buck can go to jail, bitch.
Screaming.
For fucking 15-year-old girl. You like hanging with...
You screaming, is that all you're going to do, bitch? I'm here.
Talk
or get off the line.
You can
none of you say nothing you say means nothing, you monkey. Nothing you say means nothing, monkey bitch. Now, do you want to talk? If not, get the fuck out of here. I've been going viral. You ain't helping me do shit.
That was just sad and disrespectful. That was ultimately sad and disrespectful to its core. Like, why did you do that? I'm not familiar with this man, but what I do know is that was disgusting and it was not necessary. It was just not necessary. It was not necessary to be that disgusting. He was saying that he didn't need her for clicks and views because he'd been viral before. Well, you knew that this was going to be viral and that's why you did it. I don't know if he's one of them people like them Kevin Samuels people, the manosphere people. I don't know. And you thought being disrespectful was cool and cute, but that's not. It's not at all. It's not. That was disgusting. That was disgusting. All right, y'all. So I want to get into my last piece for this video. Please make sure you bang that like button. Also, guys, if you would like to bless the channel, you know how to do it. Cash App, $ Chef Don 2. It is greatly appreciated. But above all, please make sure you hit that like button because it is free. Okay. So I wanted to get into this latest information about the port strike. Okay. It is important that we discuss the port strike. All right. So in regards to that, you guys do know that the ports were on strike. Now, there were some goods that they told us that, could be affected by this strike. But thank God that they have ended the strike for now. Okay. So it says port strike ends as workers agree to a tentative deal on wages and contract extensions. Okay. So from my understanding, the extension is up until January. Okay. So let's get into it. The major union for the U.S. dock workers and the United States Alliance agreed on Thursday to a tentative deal on wages and to have extended their existing contracts through January 15th to provide time to negotiate new contracts. The move ends a strike that had the East Coast and the Gulf Coast ports since the beginning of the week and threatened the U.S. supply of fruits, automobiles, and other goods. Now, that's what I was going to get to. So the automobiles is important because what y'all don't realize is look up the statistics. They sell automobiles quite often. So if this had went on, there would have been people without a job. Y'all got to think about that. So it just doesn't affect the port workers, but it affects everyone that's working in the automobile industry, especially if they're working in new car sales, all of that. Okay, so it's important. Now, I do want to go ahead and state that they have reached a tentative agreement on wages and have agreed to extend the master contract until January 15th of 2025 to return on to put some returns back on the table and negotiate all of the outstanding issues. Okay, so it is very important. What I'm going to do is link this down in the bottom of or in the description box. Now it says that the wages will increase 61.5% over 6 years under the tentative agreement. Sources told CNBC, Lori Ann. Okay, so it's very important. Now, the strike was the first by the ILA since 1977, and it implicated operations at 14 different ports, and that's about 50,000 of the unions 85,000 members were on strike this week. So again, it's important to let you guys know that the strike has ended for now. But prayers out to them, because I hope that they do find even an agreement in January that they can uphold. All right. All right, listen, y'all. Well, that's all for this video. I wanted to hit these main topics. Let me know how you feel down in the comment section below. Again, go ahead and get your goalies. They are 17% off right now, so make sure you get those. Make sure you also get your tickets to the brunch. It's important that you get your tickets. There are no door sale tickets at all. All right. And last but not least, please remember that it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we have to fight. So with that being said, if you're in one of these situations, please call 800-799-7233 or text begin to 88788 as well. You have to figure out a plan and a way to get out. All right. Don't forget to vote for the Starlight Awards, the Starries, and also to remember that the Starlight Awards will be airing on November the 3rd. Again, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you bang that like button. It's Friday. Y'all bless that catch app, okay? Bless that catch app. It's $5 Fridays, baby. $5 Fridays. Let's get to it. With that being said, I hope to catch you guys in the next video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Happy Friday. Bye.